Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Welcome to the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. My name is Ben Lofton, and I am standing in for Mr. Jeff Rash today. I'm joined with head coach and athletic director Alan Metzel. Good to see you this morning.
Good to have you here. Glad that you're willing to jump in and help us out.
Well, I appreciate getting to do it. I know we'll all be ready to see Jeff back when he gets back from work. But we're here today to talk about a game Friday night against Pleasant Grove. This is always a big showdown for us. It's a district rival for us. And while the game Friday night didn't exactly go as we planned, I got to tell you, Alan, I was really encouraged by our kids, by the way they played hard. They lived up to that Gilmer pride, and they gave it all that they had. So I know that these are difficult games, but we can always learn something from them. So what was your takeaway from the evening?
Well, as you alluded to, we knew they were going to be good coming in. It's one of the better teams they've had in a handful of years, and that's saying something. So here they come. We had several opportunities, I would say, early to make a play here or there that could have really changed how the game was going early on, and we weren't able to capitalize on some things that we should be better at. And, that gives us some things, specific things that we've got to work on, whether it be special team, offense, defense, et cetera, that kind of put us in a hole. Then, we all are aware we had several injuries, one to Caden, one to Elias Castillo, another to Felipe Rocha. And these guys, they were big parts of our team. And so not only do you have to deal with having someone coming in that maybe doesn't have as many reps, but then there's that emotional part of it too, especially with an injury like Caden had. And I'll go ahead and just use this opportunity to mention that Caden is doing well. And it was scary moments, anytime you're having to call in the ambulance and the backboard and those kind of things, it gets pretty tense. And of course we're praying and thank the Lord, he opened his eyes and began to talk to us and started recognizing he had feeling and so forth. Got checked out at the hospital, came back and is going to be okay. And we'll move forward from there cautiously. But all of that, that factors in there, and it's something to overcome. I thought that, you mentioned the fact that we pushed through, that we fought to the finish. I really was pleased to see that. When we came in at half, we had a pretty good mountain to climb there, so to speak, and we talked it through, and just talked about, guys, regardless of what happens in this game and the finish, we're fighting for the rest of this season. We've got things to improve on, and we can use this moment in order to get better. And I really feel like that they grabbed hold of that. They refocused and went out and they played hard to the finish. And so that's something that we can build on moving into the rest of our district games. And we will. We'll use that. And I think we got better there. And then obviously we've got things to clean up, details.
Sure. I knew they were a good football team, and obviously we've played lots of good football teams this year, but from the booth in that game, it really felt like both sides of the ball, that might have been the most complete and the best team we've seen this year.
Yeah, I would say, Chapel Hill's probably as explosive offensively because of that quarterback and running back and some of the skill. But when you're talking about offense, defense, a kicker can kick it out of the end zone every play, the three facets of the game, I probably would not argue that they probably were the most complete team that we played. They were really good.
Yeah, I was struck by your coaches. Sometimes I've seen them wear shirts that say, it's never losing if you're learning. And I think you made that point, and that's a great point to make, which is you can always take something from these games. We got to see some kids that might not get a lot of playing time. Somebody like a Jaden Edmonds that gets to come in and a tough situation.
Yeah, for a guy like Jaden, he prepares as well as anybody on our team does, and hadn't had a chance to get in much this year, just because it's hard to do that with the nature of a quarterback position and so forth. Well, all of a sudden you're thrust into coming in. You've got 6'5", 6'6" defensive ends that are highly regarded across the country from recruiters and so forth. And he just comes right in and starts executing the offense. We didn't have to change the style of how we played. We were able to put it on him. and he did well. Well, that's exciting. It's encouraging to see guys step up like that. Jaden wants to be a coach someday. That guy is going to be one. He'll be a great coach someday. And that was a great opportunity for him to put his craft to work.
Well, I know it was disappointing, but like I said, some great things have come out of this game and will be learned from it. But I know we had some exciting plays, so why don't we go ahead and take a look at a few of those?
You bet. Yeah, it was not devoid of big plays.
I think the first one we're going to look at is Will Henderson touchdown run.
You know, Will, he's just somebody you have to get in space. If you can get him in space with the speed he has, then great things can happen. And so here we go. We put him out in an empty set and bring him across in motion, and great blocking on the edge. Great job by him weaving in and out, and then, of course, once he gets to the open, he pretty much finishes the play.
Yeah, and he's got as good a vision as a running back, and we all know that once you hit that corner, it's hard to catch 10-2. So great run by Will. I think the next one we're going to see is a defensive play by number 0, Aaron Bell, when he forced a fumble.
Right. So, you know, their offense, they were moving the ball well. We needed to get some turnovers. And here they are making a pretty good move down the field. And so Aaron is in linebacker position here, fights through the trash. Here he is. He's behind the play, catches the guy from behind, rips the ball out, and takes off the other direction, gives us a chance to get back on offense and try and go down and score. So tremendous effort by him. Yeah,
we were in the booth. I said, it's a fumble, and I don't know what happened. I didn't see the fumble, and I think it was Eric Conitz that went. He just ripped the ball right out of the guy's hands.
Correct.
And then started running the other way. He's just a force when he gets
very
in
powerful.
There. Absolutely. That was a great play.
He played really well, you know, and he was coming off that injury from several weeks ago. And so, boy, it really was nice to see him back out there and making plays.
Absolutely. He is. We need to have him on the field as much as possible.
Yes.
We're going to look at another Will Henderson touchdown run, one that he breaks for us.
So here again, you know, you just got to get a crease for Will. And so our fullback comes in. They brought a stunt right up the middle. Our fullback picked it up. And so, like I said, just a crease, and he takes off. I'm gonna move it to the end zone view, and you can really appreciate the job done by the line. So, you know, when you look, when he hands the ball off, you can see right there, there's a linebacker right there in front of his face, but our fullback is able to kick him right there. Will sidesteps it, finds the hole, and away he goes. So,
and as they say, speed kills. And when he got out there, he was gone. What a great run.
Yeah.
He is just such an asset to have.
He really is.
In all sorts of ways. So the next one we're going to look at is a young man that I've enjoyed seeing get in the last few games that had some really great games. That's Dervay Smith. We're going to look at one of his touchdown runs.
You know, Dervay, another guy who's been chipping away, you know, at getting playing time and never complains, just does a great job of playing hard, practicing. And so when the opportunity comes, then he puts it on display, and you can see he can run as well. You know, we're talking about Will and his speed. Well, Dervay, he shows he's got it too. It's the exact same play that Will took for the touchdown, just going the other direction. And once he got that crease, took it to the house. So great job by him.
We are certainly not short on athletes and speed, and Dervay really played well. So the next one was a play that was really exciting for the game. This is an onside kick by kicker Braden Pate, and it's recovered by Taj Manson.
Right. So, you know, obviously they got ahead, and some people go, why you keep kicking the onside kicks? They're just going to go score it. Well, okay, so if we feel like they're going to score, we're going to go try and get the ball. And, you know, it's not about trying to play and lose close. We're trying to get back in the game.
That's right.
And, you know, sometimes it doesn't go our way. It's not a high percentage play. But when you have a kicker like Braden, you know, it's a lot higher than normal. He's very talented. We just missed on a couple, and then here's one that we did recover, and you'll see he does a great job of getting that bounce that pops it up in the air, and Taj does a super job of getting right in the line. There it goes, and there's Taj with the recovery. You know, those are things, okay, we lost the other night. That's going to come up in the rest of the season. Right. We're going to have to be good at this to beat teams. And we had an opportunity to get a whole lot of game reps at it the other night. So that's going to be an area that will be a little further along.
Yeah, and it provides excitement and some momentum for your team.
It does.
The kids have got something to grab a hold and get behind. I love the way the line blocked and created that pocket for Taj to get into and get to that ball. Just a really exciting, well done onside kick. So good job by them. The next one is Mr. Eric Tate with just a great catch.
here we are again. Jaden's at quarterback. We call a fade play. So you see Tarek, and you see where the defender is, and he catches the ball on the back of the defender.
Yep.
He reaches around and traps it on the defender's back and goes out of bounds and gets the catch. Let me back that up. So it's really hard to take all of it in, and the tremendous athleticism that took. So as here comes the ball right there, he's holding the ball on the defender's back, and maintained possession and went out of bounds, and that's pretty phenomenal.
When someone like Tarek makes something like that look that athletic and do those things, I think I said in the booth that it looked like the defensive back was trying to dance with him, and Tarek just reached around, grabbed the ball, and went down to the ground. What an unbelievable play. And once again, another one of those momentum plays that just created some excitement for those kids in the evening. We're going to take another look at Mr. Dervay Smith.
You bet. So after Tarek catches the ball and gets us down there, then we hand the ball to Dervay. He does a nice job getting up under that pressure off the edge, and once he avoids that first tackler, then he scores. There's an adage that I remember Coach Traylor used to always say, if you can't make the first tackler miss, you're not a running back. You've got to be able to make someone miss to be an athlete.
Yep.
And great job by him and getting us into the end zone.
I know our offensive line had their hands full with that line and those defensive ends, but I thought they got some really good push on those and was able to make some of those plays.
They fought hard.
That's right. Now, and we're going to look at a defensive play here. This is Mr. Cameron Brown with a big sack.
Yeah, Cam does a great job, and he's battling throughout this game, and he gets into the backfield and grabbing and holding on to Akari Johnson. That's no small thing. That guy's very talented. I think he's committed to Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Here recently, I thought he played the best game he's played this year. He really stepped up, and he's a great talent. So. Great job by Cam to get his hands on him and get him on the ground.
Yeah, there's one that we needed right there. We really needed to stop, and Cam getting back there and wrapping him up, like you said, number 2, Johnson, was a difficult task to handle, and Cam did a great job. Well, like I said, the outcome wasn't what we wanted to find, but I think there's so many good things in there, and I think it's important for our Buckeye fans to view it that way, that these are kids that are getting better, and adversity creates character, and I think that these boys showed a ton of character in that game and really personified what Gilmer Pride is about. It's prideful is easy when things are going perfectly.
Absolutely. It's one of the things that we're always talking about with the guys. It's all about life, and it truly is. And so life doesn't go well a lot, I think we all get that. And so what are you going to do when it's tough? Are you going to bail? Are you going to pull in? Are you going to start griping at the guy beside you? Are you going to make it all about yourself? Those kind of things. And we're seeing guys that even when things are difficult, they're learning to handle it the right way.
Yeah.
And the more you're able to do that, the more character you're building, the better you're making your team. And hopefully the less times you're in that scenario.
That's it.
It's something you just have to grab hold of and go through.
Yeah. And this game did get a little chippy and a little mouthy in a couple spots, and one thing I was really encouraged to see is for the most part our kids kept their composure, stayed within themselves, didn't allow that to get them out of what they were trying to do, and just kept playing. So from this Buckeye to all of those kids, just really well done. I thought they had a great play hard.
There's a right way to do things, and sometimes we don't always do that, and we have to work on that and so forth. But I thought that they did do a good job of handling adversity, and it's tough when you're down like that, and our guys are not used to being that way, and we don't want to be used to being in that position. But when you do find yourself in that spot, you got to handle it the right way. You got to shake the other guy's hand, go, okay, you got us tonight. We'll hopefully see you later, on into the third phase of the season.
Hopefully we will see the Pleasant Grove Hawks again, and we'll go out and get the next one. Well, football season, it never stops. Even though this game is over and we're moving on to the next one. This week we're going to be traveling up to Texarkana, but this time we're going to be visiting the Liberty Eylau Leopards.
Right.
And this is a team that is always very athletic, very fast, is able to get the ball out and move it around. What have you seen from Liberty Eylau coming up this week?
Well, Liberty Eylau, they, like you say, they're very athletic every year. They have huge players. They've got size, speed, etc. At times they've been up and down. I'm saying from week to week. And so, you know, on any night, you could be playing one of the best teams in the state. You know, sometimes when they're not on their A game, they're not as, they struggle a little bit more, that kind of thing, a little bit of inconsistency. And so we know we have to prepare for their A game because they always get up for us, they always play hard against us, and I expect that. You know, they had a big, tough overtime loss against Spring Hill last week. And so I know that Coach Davis, I respect Dowaski Davis a lot. He's a good man, he's a good coach, and I know he'll be working to get his guys in the right frame of mind to play us. And so we won't be taking this for granted or overlooking them in the least.
Well, very rarely do we not get somebody's best shot. Being a Gilmer Buckeye with the history of this program, we're always going to get somebody's best shot. So we certainly expect that from Liberty Eylau this Friday. Like I said, we're going to be in Texarkana, so hopefully our folks can travel and make it up that way. Both teams coming off a loss, so I think this is going to be an important game for both of these teams, and we're really looking forward to seeing the Buckeyes take the field and get the victory on Friday night.
Ready to do it.
All right. Well, Alan, I appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Buckeyes, we hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be looking forward to see you Friday night at the game versus Liberty Eylau.